are Sint Maarten. You are Sint Maarten.
The URSM, the Unified Resilient Sint Maarten Movement, being a political movement, will be hosting a weekly radio program called You Are Sint Maarten, every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on the Radio Mix 94.7 FM. I myself, Dr. Messalina, the political leader of URSM, will be hosting this radio program in which current issues, actualities and general topics will be discussed with the people of Sint Maarten. So join us every Wednesday on Radio Mix 94.7 for our radio show You Are Sint Maarten.
You are Sint Maarten. You are Sint Maarten.
Dear people of Sint Maarten, good evening. Welcome to your radio program You Are Sint Maarten on Radio Mix 94.7 FM. I myself, Dr. Messalina, will be the host in this radio program, and as you know, we are doing this already for a while. Actually, we started already since the foundation, the initiation of this political movement. Actually, we founded this party on the 10th of October 2021. And a few months later already, we started with this political radio program called You Are Sint Maarten, using the abbreviation of URSM being the name of our political movement, Unified Resilient Sint Maarten Movement. As you know, I'm not only the surgeon in Sint Maarten, serving the people of this country as a medical specialist, but also I'm the founder of this political movement that, as I said already, we founded on the 10th of October 2021. We are going to contest with the URSM, the Unified Resilient Sint Maarten Movement. We are going to do it different, but at the end of the day, we are going to contest the upcoming parliamentary elections for country Sint Maarten. We are hearing all kinds of dates for these upcoming parliamentary election, but whatever the date may be, if it's now the 18th of January or a November that everybody is talking about, the URSM is ready for this contest. At the end of the day, it's just trying to get a position, the mandate of the people of this country, that we can sit and be part of a new government for country Sint Maarten, because the way I see it is that the people of Sint Maarten are realizing that we need another type, another level of governance for our country. At this particular moment, people are waking up in our country and we are lacking two things, and the two most essential things that you need for a democratic system is the trust and the hope of the citizens of your country. The moment you have a democratic system in your country, while the citizens of your country are waking up with no hope and no actually trust in government, means that at a certain moment the government functionality is going to devaluate. And we are working very firm to give back, inject back in the souls of the citizens. Guys, don't give up. We are going to bring back the trust in government for the people of Sint Maarten. And we are going to work on the hope of the people. And the hope comes once people see that the politicians that they have elected are actually keeping up their word and doing and facilitating the community for what is necessary to flourish our economy, to make a society prosperous again, and that is what the URSM wants. We, as you know, are putting the people and the country above self from the URSM, and of course we believe that we believe in educating and informing the people. That is actually the reason also that we are keeping this radio program on a weekly basis, touch basing on different ideas, visions that we have as a political movement for us to hit the ground running once we know the outcome of this upcoming parliamentary election. We are presenting a weekly program in which current topics, community developments and issues, and general matters concerning the people of Sint Maarten are discussed. And we also believe that there should always be a sound balance between economic growth of a community, of a country, and the welfare society on the other side. Today I have with me a very known gentleman that have been serving this country as a police officer for many years. He has also been in the Coast Guard section of the Justice Department of Country Sint Maarten. Nobody else than Mr. Wendell Thode. Wendell Thode, welcome. It's always a pleasure for me to have you with me in this program, the You Are Sint Maarten radio program. Wendell, I'm very happy and very grateful that you are with us, and I want to thank you at first hand for the time that you took out to be with us today. Wendell, welcome.
Thank you, Doc, and radio listeners, good evening. Good evening to all the radio listeners. And as the Doc Joseph said, with pleasure. Mm-hmm. I'm here with pleasure to serve the people and to talk to the people and just to inform them also who I am and what I'm planning to be done if I'm voted in to the next coming government.
Not if, when.
When. Yeah, let's put it that way.
True. To say
positive.
Positive, Mr. Today. We are not going to speculate. We are sure.
That's
we
true.
Are convinced that we are going
That's
to be
true, Doc. We are focused. We are focused. And everybody that knows us knows that in every sense of life and everything that I have did in life, serving the country of Sint Maarten for the last 46 years that I've been here, I have been focused in doing what I had to do. Just like Doc said, I spent some time working by the Coast Guard. I was the head of Thode, like they say in Dutch, hoofd operationele dienst, so head of operations, and assistant head of the Coast Guard. And I did that with pleasure, serving the country. We did what we had to protect the country against all bad things that happen over there on the sea. And after that, I went back to the police force, and I'm serving back now by the police force.
Of Sint Maarten. This
of Sint Maarten.
Moment you're in full-time service of the police force of County Sint Maarten, Wendell.
Yes, that's the case. Nevertheless, I have to remark also that I have served the country also as a pilot. Maybe a lot of people know me as a pilot. I had been flying for Winair for a long period. I have occupied different positions in Winair. The position of a co-pilot when I started over there. Then I became captain. I was training captain for the newcomers, the new pilots. I was examiner for the Department of Civil Aviation for Sint Maarten. So I had occupied different positions, also in the piloting business, and also again serving the people of Sint Maarten. And now, good. in my last period, right now, I just want to continue serving the people, but now on a different road.
Right.
I decide to pick and choose this road because I see the integrity in this party. I see the goodwill of this party for the people of Sint Maarten. That's why I decided to pick and choose this party to continue serving the people, but in a different road.
Okay, Wendell, I'm very glad that you touched base on your choice that you made to be with the URSM, the Unified Resilient Sint Maarten movement. For me, it was in the beginning also a challenge how I'm going to set up this political movement, because I was very, very actually triggered by the suffering that I saw by my patients consulting me every day. Not only that they had their personal health issues, but next to that I realized that they were having a lot of challenges also as a citizen in this country. And on the other side, I realized that we had a governmental system that was failing on us. And then that is actually the reason that I decided I'm going to found this political movement. with totally different idea of really putting the people and the country above self. And a lot of people that I spoke with, especially me, told, Doc, we're not going to vote anymore. We are so disappointed because every time again we have our hope, we deposit our trust in some politicians, and moment the results are known, they turn their back to us, and it's the same old story as usual. And in this case, I try, and at least you know too, we have many meetings with our political movement in which we talk our cases, how we're going to move forward. And for the Eurozone, it's very, very important for us to keep the country and the people above self. And if we fail in doing this, we will, at the end of the day, turn out to become a traditional old political party of Sint Maarten, and that is not going to happen over my dead body. We are here to bring something else for country Sint Maarten. We're going to level up the level of politics for country Sint Maarten, and we're going to use politics in Sint Maarten to facilitate the people of the country in the form of the institution government, and not use it and don't use government for personal aims, for example, and think that everything is about us instead of about the people outside there.
Yes, that's true. That's true, Doc. It's all about the people, and just like you said, Doc, I'm a lot on the road also, and I hear a lot of comments. People telling me, yeah, all political parties are the same and this and that. But it's after such a long while that these people have been let down. It takes some time to convince them that you have to pick and choose another road. If you know that the road that you are going into have a lot of holes, you cannot continue to fall in those holes. You just pick and choose another road, and try something new. I think in life is you have to try something new if you see that what you're doing is not beneficiary and it's not making sense. So that's the reason also, seeing all the suffering, seeing all the bad things that is going on Sint Maarten, I decided to join you because I saw that this party is the right party because of the integrity, the people who are a part of this movement, and I think that this is going to be the change.
I think that too.
Yeah.
Wendell, believe me,
we need a change.
We need a change. We need a change in this country. And I do believe that the Eurozone is giving the option of the change for the people. And I hope that the people will understand our message and make another choice by the upcoming elections. Wendell, what we were discussing too many times, as you know, because you have been in all these discussions, that I tell the candidates, guys, we are not going to throw it mud. We're not going to get personal in campaigning. We are not going to destroy whatever is being done in the community. We are going to be critical. We're going to be constructive critical in our analysis. And at the end of the day, I always say to the candidates, if we do not have a solution, we are not going to destroy and break things just because we want to criticize, because that is becoming a trend in this community too, that everybody is criticizing the whole day, everybody is negative. But on the other side, we really start to change our mindset for us to start getting constructive, because if we stay in the negative mindset, we are never going to get to the stadium of being constructive to build our country back to where we want it to be. But okay, Wendell, we are working hard. Wendell, you are from the Justice Department, and of course, seeing all what is going around in the justice area of country Sint Maarten, you have your ideas also. What are things that we have to change for the justice to become a effective, efficient, and a successful organization to serve our people?
Yeah, there are some, definitely there are some things that has to be changed. Just like you said, Doctor, for the upgrading of the Justice Department. First of all, when you have a justice system with people who can barely make it, people who are unhappy, you ain't going to be served the way you're supposed to be served. So first of all, you have to make the people comfortable, make the people, if something has to be done for them, do it for them, so that they're going to be comfortable and they're going to be happy. And then they will serve you with pleasure. And then the community of Sint Maarten, also the people of Sint Maarten, is going to get the benefit out of that. Because it's all for the people. It's all for the people of Sint Maarten.
I think that too. Wendell, I thought about the justice sector for Country Sint Maarten. And of course, we have to explain to people where we are standing, what we want for the justice system of Country Sint Maarten. And what I realize in this country is that we talk the whole day, but there are not much tangible, visible developments that are being presented to the people of this country. For example, I thought long about the prison. That is for me a painful thing, our prison, how it is at this particular moment. In its physical establishment, I think there are a lot that can be said about this prison that is not good. And I think, and I said it in the past, that there have been many plans to do something to reconstruct a new prison for Country Sint Maarten. And I really believe that, I only believe it has to happen, and it's going to happen in the coming 4 years. I cannot promise the people that I will have it finalized in the coming 4 years, but after 4 years of government, when we are in this government, I really believe that we will at least after 4 years show the people that we have initiate that train of construction or reconstruction of a new prison. I have had once in this program, I had persons that in the past already had a whole project ready to go for a new prison. And the great part of it is that they could reconstruct and make the prison at the same location in Puemblanche, what I think is a good location. They're going to leave everybody there, and they're going to work from the walls outside up with cranes, and step by step they're going to reconstruct this whole prison, leaving the majority of the prisoners there while they are doing their job. I find it incredible. It is a great project, and I really believe, and I spoke and I met with that group of people that had this initial idea about this reconstruction of the prison. And I'm still, although this project is laying in a draw for many years already, I still believe this is a great project to do for Country Sint Maarten as one of the tangible changes and solutions for example, the issues of the prison of Country Sint Maarten. I have been in visiting the prison in several functions, and I have to tell you that I was very negatively impressed with what I was seeing there. And I think that the human rights are being challenged under the given circumstances. And I dare to say that because it's really unacceptable what is going on in that prison. And it's not business as usual. We have really, once we are in government, we have to work to make it a human institution, because at the end of the day, everybody can make an error, and we have as responsibility towards each other to try to help each other to get back on the right track. And if it is necessary to have an institution as a detention center, we will have to have that in our society, but we will have to do it in a good way. And I really think that how the prison is now, it's unacceptable, not only for the detainees, no, it's also unacceptable for those working there as guards in the prison. And I think it's inhuman not only for the prisoners, but also very inhuman and disrespectful to the guards, and also disrespectful to the prisoners, the way we are detaining them in that organization. So the URSM has a plan ready. So once we are in government, we are going to look for finance, stable financing for us to start the execution of the reconstruction, with the end result of having a state-of-the-art detention center for Country Sint Maarten. That is what we for sure would like to do for Country Sint Maarten.
And it is feasible, Doc. It is feasible. Everything is feasible. You just have to have your plan, and then you can you have to present your plan. Your plan is okay. It is feasible. You will get the finance. I'm pretty sure about that. And Doc, I have been working in the police force and the justice field for a long time. I've seen a lot of things, Doc.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of things that also had negative effect on me personally. Sometimes you cannot say much, but you feel it because it is so. Just like you said, everybody can make a mistake, but you have to be able to say, if it was my sister or my mother or a close family of mine that make that mistake, how would I feel if that happened to them? That person. If
Yes.
So
And
if you okay that, if that person is your close family, if you're okay, then I think the system is okay. But if you're not okay with that means that there is a problem.
There's a problem.
There is a problem.
Of course.
Also in the field of resocialization of the prisoners, we have to work on that, to make a better resocialization for the prisoners. Because if you make a mistake, that doesn't mean that you have to pay with your whole life for a mistake that you made. You made a mistake, you pay the price. Then after that, you have to come back into the community, and you have to make be part of the community.
Back.
You have to be back.
Long term, of course.
Long term.
Of course.
So if you have to be resocialized, so be it. That there is a good program put in place for the resocialization, and then that you can come back into the society.
Yeah.
Because however you see it, everybody, all of us here on this beloved island of Sint Maarten is part of society.
Yes.
Either if you make mistake or not, but you're part of society, and you will stay part of society as long as you're alive.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not only about working on a detention center for the URSM, but it's also about working on a resocialization or rehabilitation. And also to work on a probation center too, because it's about probation phase 2. You have to talk about the rehabilitation, resocialization. All these are programs that has to be integrated on that in the new concept of a new detention center for country Sint Maarten. Further, we have more plans for the justice system, but I see that the time is running on us. Mr. Today, we're going to take a small break, and after that we're going to continue deliberating and explaining the people of Sint Maarten what are the plans of the URSM for the different fields of the Justice Department, because especially with your presence, the tendency is big, of course, that I will talk about justice with the people of Sint Maarten with you in this conversation. So we will be back in a few minutes, and then we will continue our discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of our radio program, You Are Sint Maarten, on Radio Mix 94.7 FM. As you know, today we have as a special guest with us Mr. Wendell Thode. Mr. Wendell Thode is a very known citizen in our country. He has been serving our community in several dynamic functions, but always from the side of the Justice Department. And that is also the reason that we have Mr. Wendell today with us, because I really think with his experience, he can be a great add to constructive work for country Sint Maarten. And on the other side, I recognize his professionalism, and that is also the reason that I approached him to be part of the URSM, the Unified Resilient Sint Maarten movement, because I want to be surrounded by knowledgeable, experienced people that can help me build back this country to where I think it should be. Wendell, we were discussing a few topics about what we think we will have to do once we are in government with our political movement, the URSM. We spoke about a detention center. There's something else, Wendell, that I would like to discuss with you, is that I believe that we will have to also be a little more organized in our immigration policies approach for country Sint Maarten.
Yes, I also think that we have to do some work on behalf of the immigration department.
Yeah.
Also on the policies, because there are a lot of things, and I heard on the roads a lot of complaints, a lot of people complaining that they are not being treated well, and the policies are not good in place for to accommodate the foreigners that are coming over here.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, Doc, we are a multi-national community, so we got people from all over the universe that residing here in Sint Maarten, and they are part of the community. They are part of Sint Maarten.
Yeah. Wendell, for clarity's sake, first of all, the people working for the immigration department, I'm very grateful to them. And at the end of the day, they are doing their work based on the rules, regulation, the policies that are at place for them. So we should not be and think immigration is not functioning because of the civil servants working there. No. It just has to do that the system and the policies, the rules, the laws are in a way that they always get screwed in it, while they are just executing their job, job. So you should be very careful when you talk about immigration, as if you have some criticism on the immigration. No, that's not the case.
But that's why we have to tackle the problem of the policies.
Yes.
Because at the long run, the people outside there, they will think that is the immigration officer is not doing, and they're going to be blaming the immigration officers.
Yes.
While the immigration officers is just executing their job. They're just doing the job to the best of their ability.
Yes, of course.
There is, I'm in the justice system. I know that they know the job. They know what they're doing. But if the policies are not in place, or if the policies are not right, then what can they do?
They can do it. They're just doing their job.
They're there to do
but that
the
is
job.
our task, Wendell, once we're in government, to make sure that we make good policies that actually makes our community a balanced community with immigrants. That's one. And what I would like to see is that we get an immigration model system, that the immigration policies, regulation laws are adjusted to the labor necessities of the country. And that's the problem. You're doing things, but at the end of the day, just accommodating people on the island to accommodate them is not the ultimate target to make a country a successful country. Because accommodation is one. You need a place to stay. You have a place to sleep. You need somewhere in the world to wake up in the morning. But because Sint Maarten is a small island, it's vulnerable in its economy. Is very sensitive for world developments like pandemic, hurricanes, natural disasters. We have to still think and be very critical. What is the composition that we want that is going to be efficient and that is going to be fruitful in totality to serve and make this country a successful country, that actually every individual comes to their rights. And that is what we have to work to. It's not about just accommodating people to accommodate. We tend to use immigration for that. It's just the cousin of a friend that I know would like to come and live here. I understand all those emotional aspects of human beings, and it's very nice that humankind has those characters, but at the end of the day, you will have to have a government that say, guys, it's all great and nice, but the bigger picture has to be that we have to make this country a balanced society that is going to serve us, for us to make sure that everybody that lives here gets good, equal rights, get great opportunities to develop himself, get the great option to get a job in this country, to serve the people of this country, to get education, to make sure that we have a good capacity of healthcare, that once we accommodate everybody in this island, that we can also serve them with healthcare. It's very, very complex to manage immigration of a country, but the bigger picture is that we have to make sure that we keep in mind that it's all about a balanced society, that at the end of the day has to be effective, it has to be in a way that is going to serve the economy of the country, that it's going to be in a way that on the other side, the facilities that the country has will also serve each individual that we allow in this country. And on the other side, Wendell, that has also to be said, at the end of the day, we have, let's call them the natives too, that are from here, as we say.
Yes.
And we cannot just overshadow those from here just because we just want a multinational organization here. I don't mind for all nationalities to be here because I like a multicultural society, but we have to stay respectful for the people that were here to first. I mean, come on, guys, it has been our home first, and next to that, we need assistance from others. We like and love humankind in general, independent of race, of color, religion, nationality, gender. No problem. But at the end of the day, we have a task as a government to make sure that whatever we do with our immigration model, that we guarantee a well-balanced stability, that we get a peaceful community that's going to be beneficial for all of us.
You know, Doc, the whole thing is Sint Maarten has developed so fast and so big, has grown so fast that we had to. That's why we have a lot of people that came over here to get a living, to make a living over here, and that's due to the development. But just like you said, we have to accommodate the law that everybody's going to be happy. Then we will have a happy society, have a community.
It has to be balanced.
It has to be balanced.
The rule of life is everything you do has to be balanced. The moment it gets out of its balance, it becomes disbalanced, you're going to get problems. And that is happening now with Sint Maarten on all fronts. Everything is getting out of hand and disbalanced. We're getting an education system that cannot keep up with the demands of community. We have a healthcare system that cannot keep up with the demands of our society. We have a justice system that is losing control about the detention, losing control about the police force, losing control about the immigration, is losing control about, and that's the way you have to see it. You have to be realistic and say that, as you said, Mr. Thode, the society has grown so fast, but we could not follow in a pace with vision to keep it under control. And as we say in general, everything is getting out of hand in this country, and that's why we need now a firm government with a good foundation, with great leadership, that's going to say, guys, it's time now to just reconsider everything, go back to the basics, and make sure that everything that we supply this community with is well thought of, well organized, that will meet the demands of the society. That is where we have to go. Well, there is another thing also in justice, because you are the man of justice also, one of them, because we have a few great candidates that are from the angle of justice. But we thought also that we will have to do something with the establishment physically of the police headquarters of Sint Maarten. Personally, the URSM and me and myself as leader, we believe that we should do it a little different, as we are ambitious to build a new detention center for County Sint Maarten. I think we should build a new headquarter for the station for County Sint Maarten. And I envision, for example, to make this current building that we have, make it, for example, the police academy for County Sint Maarten. That'd be so great for our country to have its own police academy, to form our own police force with the people of this country. That is my dream, to have my own police academy for my country in an institution established, for example, in the building that we have now, our headquarters, and put our headquarters somewhere else. What do you think about that, Wendell?
Yeah, I am of the same opinion of you, Doc. Because as a matter of fact, the building has become a little bit small. Because, that building has been built for a long time already. I think it's more than 30 years.
Yes.
More than 30 years that building exists. And The point is, the police force had grown also. The community of Sint Maarten grown and become bigger.
Yeah.
The police force that have to serve the community has grown and become bigger also. So you have more police officers at work. You have more divisions.
Yeah.
You have more space. You need more space to put all those divisions, and the police station become a little bit small.
Small, yes.
It became a little bit small. Also, you can see what's happening on the island, like cars and things that they have to take or impound from the people. There is nowhere to put it.
Yes.
The workers, when they come to work, there is no space to park your car.
Yes, incredible.
You have a problem.
No, but that's why I say it's almost impossible to maintain a police headquarters of a country like Sint Maarten, there where it is now. But you need guts now to take big decisions and say, no, I'm going to transfer this headquarters to another location that will still be very functional and adequate to serve the people of Sint Maarten, but we are going to use, for example, this building that we have now. We're going to transform it in a police academy for country. I think that will be something great for country Sint Maarten.
Super. That's going to be super.
And next to that, what I envision also is, because the community of Sint Maarten is busy and hectic in all dimensions of its territory, to put satellite small stations in the districts, for example, that we become a friend of the police of country Sint Maarten, that you're very accessible as a satellite division of the big headquarters, that people in the neighborhood know their police force, their people that work by the police, and that you become actually a friend of the people living in that district. And that is where we have to go with this country, that we get more control also about our criminality. That's a great way to do it, to become very personal as police officers with the people living in that neighborhood.
That the people will have more confidence in the police.
Of course.
Because they will see the police then as a friend. Because right now, this has been not only here, it's all over. If you don't work towards that goal, you always will find that the people gonna see in the police as the enemy. And that is not the case. No. The police is there to serve. The police is there to serve
be a friend,
the people,
to help
be a friend, to help you when you're in a problem.
I think the same as you, Wendell. So, Wendell, we have some work to do with the justice of country Sint Maarten. We have to hope that the people will understand that a change has to take place in this country, and hopefully the URSM is bringing a package for an option and an alternative for the people of Sint Maarten that they will appreciate and honor. Especially it has to be honored, and in that way we will get enough votes to get the mandate of the people of Sint Maarten to be part of the upcoming new government for country Sint Maarten.
You know, Doug, I've with pleasure. I'm serving with pleasure. I'm serving with the people of Sint Maarten. Actually, I could have said, listen, I'm gonna take my pension and take all my experience that I've built up on Sint Maarten with the people of Sint Maarten, take it with me, and then go.
Yes.
But I don't want to do that. I want to give back to the country. No, because the country gave a lot to me. I learned a lot here in Sint Maarten. I grew here in Sint Maarten. You can say mentally, because of all the positions that I've held here in Sint Maarten. Sint Maarten was there for me. So right now that I see that there are issues, I want to give back through my experience that I have in life, and through my experience through my job, and through the jobs that I have held, give back to the country. And not move away from Sint Maarten and go with the experience. No, I want to give it back and at least leave the legacy behind.
Of course. Much appreciation for your dedication to be part of this political movement, Wendell. And I was, as I said many times already, the URSM is well equipped with people from the Justice Department. For example, to start with yourself as a pioneer here in the Justice Department of County Sint Maarten. We have also Mr. Rogerel Mauricia, is also an officer in our police force, very known person, also being the president of a police union here. Is a serious people. We have also, for example, Paco Isenia is from the Coast Guard for country, also one of the persons on our political list. And we have also, for example, the lawyer, Mrs. Shamira Roseberg, to show you, to give you some example of people that we have on our list. And I'm only basing only on the justice section of our political movement, for you to imagine what type of political party we are, with knowledgeable people, with experience, and bringing something else to the people of Sint Maarten. At the end, Mr. Today, it's about putting the right person in the right chair to take the right decision for our country. And that is what Sint Maarten has not been very strong in, to put the right people in the right chair to take the right decision for our country. Yes. It's no time anymore for cronyism, for nepotism, for, as they call in Dutch, politieke vriendjes. Yeah. That time is over. We are now in a phase of a serious, and we are in a phase actually from serious challenges with this country, and we really need very good people, knowledgeable people, experienced people, educated people to put in right chairs to actually take decisions that is going to bring us to a higher level and actually is going to stimulate the prosperity of this country in a well-balanced way.
Because, Doc, it's now or never.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You know, Wendell, this is a nice ending of our radio program. I feel that way too, Mr. Today. It is now or never with these upcoming elections. Yes. And I do realize, Wendell, and I'm a little happy feeling that too, that the people outside there are also realizing that we are now in the phase with our democracy of now or never. And because we are convinced that there is a tomorrow, we believe in the now, and that means that we believe that it will become a great success of our new political movement, and we are looking forward to get great success from and support from the people. And once we are in government, we are going to assure Sint Maarten that we will put the people and the country above self. Mr. Wendell, I want to finalize this interview with you by thanking you for taking your time out to be with us today. And I don't even going to give you any more the floor because you concluded just now already. It's now or never. So we have to go for the option that we have one more opportunity to change this country. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you too for taking your time out to be with us, and I'm looking forward to have you back next week Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. for our next radio program. You are Sint Maarten on Radio Mix 94.7. Once more, I wish you a pleasant evening. Good night.